it's interesting because you had said that even though you're away from that life, most people who tend to go away from it go away from it for good.
Sure.
But you tend to stick around, but for positive reasons, 100%. Right? You stayed, like yesterday, you mentioned that you guys had this big event for the community, giving out. What was it that you?
Yeah, Arnold Barboza. Shout out to Arnold Barboza, man. That guy's a humble dude, and he's a good dude and a good friend of mine.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
he's a local boxer, right? Champion.
Yeah.
Rojo sent me some stuff on that this week, and we would like. If you'd love to get him on, like we got you on, right?
I could definitely make the connection. That's a good dude. He's humble, like I said.
Yeah.
He's on the rise, and he's getting to where he's been training to be.
That's awesome.
And that's feedback because it takes work to get to where he's at.
No doubt, that's a lot of work.
And it takes work to get to where we're all at on a daily basis.
More about you though, George. I mean, you go out there, help out Barboza, right?
Yeah. So yesterday, he came. We did he had like a whole little what are those called? Bobtail trucks.
Oh yeah, the bobtail.
Oh yeah,
full with Gatorades and grocery bags full of groceries for the families, and you know what, it was a blessing to see that, bro, because
I love that.
Not too long ago, rest in peace to the homie Daniel, he got killed feet away from where yesterday's event was, and his cross is still there and his little plaque is still there because he gave his ultimate sacrifice for the hood, but that's the beauty of it about being in a barrio, that there could be tragedy one minute on the same corner, that there could be beautiful things happening.
Everybody coming together.
Yeah, and yesterday that was a perfect example
of
that.
We definitely need more of that though, especially in these hoods where we need more.
I've done a lot of events and it feels good to see your own homies that maybe aren't on the right track, you know what I mean, yet. But you get to see them and their expressions when they're giving back to fellow man. You know what I mean? Not necessarily the homie's mom or so on and so forth, but just another human, and those facial expressions say it all. Yeah. The happiness, the excitement behind the homies that are, tatted on the face and they got the hood all over, but the excitement that they present when they're giving, like that's because
there's that positive interaction.
That's a beautiful thing,
right? And there's that connection that they've
never
really had before.
And at the end of the day, it gives a homie a little bit of self-worth.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because it gives them something that they're doing positive and they're not hiding from it. You know what I mean? It's more of a celebration time.
That's pretty cool. Let's talk a little bit about Pushin Fruits.
We definitely got to dive into the whole Pushin Fruits.
Because what's up? Like, give us a little more detail about it, and let us know, like, from your take, Pushin Fruits LA.
Pushin Fruits LA, man. I've had my company, thankfully, for I believe 7 years now.
Nice.
This summer will be 7 years, I believe. And that started off from, just living a life full of not doing such good things, and the whole idea came from, I did my thing, in the not so legal game,
right.
And so there comes a time where luck runs out, and the fun and games run out, and I felt like that time was coming for me. Therefore, I had to think about a way to not only motivate others, but kind of just stay out of trouble, and still hustle. And so I came up with Pushin Fruits LA because I used to push a lot of other stuff.
No doubt.
And now I wanted to transition to something legal and to something motivating to others. And,
nice.
And I figured Pushin Fruits LA.
Here's the interesting part is that you didn't even have to necessarily go down that route and do that because you have, your career.
Yeah.
And for him to not just do his career, but to also just say, you know what? Let me go check this out. Let me go explore this. And then let me go see if I can buy myself a cart, which is his story. He just went with his brother.
Yeah,
right?
My little brother. Shout out to my little brother, Robert.
That's awesome.
Went and see if he can buy himself a fruit cart and ended up buying a fruit cart. And now he's known all over LA for Pushing Fruits LA. It's crazy.
That's awesome. Exactly. Do you have multiple carts now? No. You still got the same cart?
I just have my cart. Yeah.
So it's just you.
Awesome.
I just have my cart, and I thankfully now I've gotten a little bit of popularity, and now I just do mainly private events. I
No
don't post
Okay.
up on the streets no more like I used to when I first started.
That's crazy.
Which I miss. I
Yeah,
miss
no
that.
doubt. You know how we were talking with Javier on the last interview, and sorry about that, man. I didn't mean to
No,
cut
you're
you off
good.
right there, but it's crazy how he was on the streets, right? Similar like
Similar to
story.
Javier, yeah.
Last interview that we did, we talked to Javier at Talk About Good, and he was like a street guy too, like a vendor in an alley in downtown Upland.
Yep.
And like we love stories like that. I mean, obviously,
Was
you know,
that the way you guys were talking about the
Javier?
shrimp tacos or something?
Yeah. And he
Nice.
exactly with his daughter under the lamps, you know, doing street tacos on the side. And I love that, you know, you took your cart right in LA and just, you know, pushing fruits, bro.
The funny thing is that like I didn't even know where to post up. So when I bought my cart, the way I got to the cart was I went to the produce district and I found like the youngest little vendor dude and I seen some little hip paisa, you know, and I was like, hey, where can I find a fruit cart? And he was kind of looking at me like, for what?
Yeah.
You're gonna pimp out our people to sell it for you? And I was like, hell no, I'm gonna
get
sell
my
it
own
myself, bro. Like I'm trying to sell fruit. And I had never like the only real idea I had behind that was ordering fruit from the frutero. You know, that's the only idea I had. So I would watch how they cut it. I would watch the containers they use, all that, right? And I told my little brother, like, it's go time, man. I'm gonna buy this fruit cart because I didn't want to sell drugs no more, bro. Like, I just felt uneasy with that, you know.
Of course, man. You were like you said, you wanted something more legit, and you have now put that in the last 7 years in your life, and like that, I'm sure it feels better and easier in life just to kind of go about your business, right?
I stopped doing all that illegal stuff. Like, it's been more than 7 years, but the thing is like I was fiending for that money in my pocket,
right?
You know, so I just couldn't figure out. Like I went years with wondering what I want to do. Do I want to be a barber? Like my crave was to have that little wad in my pocket, you know, and even though I had a job and all that, like the check was different.
Yeah,
like
but
I still needed my hustle money.
There it is, right there. Boom. You're a hustler. I was just about to say that hustle mentality was like right there, and I got to go get it.
I was itching, bro, and finally I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be a frutero, bro.
Hey, that's awesome.
Who gets up and just says,
not?
you know what? I'm gonna go push fruits,
dude. That is. I love that though. Like sometimes I tell myself, I'm gonna go sell flowers and like make it a big thing, like on my own flower cart. Like not even a joke. Yeah. Because and it does lead to things like what you're talking about.
That's my daughter's. I have a daughter. One of my daughters. She's in her 20s, and that's her hustle.
What's her name?
Flowers Destiny.
Oh, shout out Destiny.
Yeah, she has her little flower
really?
Set up in the Inland Empire. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so she's out here.
She does like the big bouquets with the little golden butterfly in it.
Oh wow,
that is awesome.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to my daughter. She's a hustler, you know, and it ain't easy.
Her dad is that way too.
I'm a hustler.
We know where she gets it from.
Yeah, no doubt.
Always, I you know.
Hey,
I'll sell you a dream if I can.
Hey, I like that too. Look, he's already trying to hustle us on our own podcast. What's up with that, bro?